Hi guys, welcome back to part 2. I'm going to continue teaching you how the voltage travel in the motherboard. In the previous course, we have seen that the main voltage coming from the input passed through these two inductors, as you can see here. So 19 volt in both sides of these two inductors, and then through these 4 ceramic capacitors, as you can see. That has the purpose of filtering the signal and then go to the drain of this MOSFET of all those pins for this MOSFET, and then once this MOSFET receives the control signal here, 5 volt in the gate, it will let the 19 volt to pass to this side also. 3 pins of source hold 19 volt, and because this switch is connected, the source of this switch is connected to the source of the second switch, we gotta find here also 19 volt, as you can see, in 3 pins, and also in the gate 5 volt, the same as this one, and then here the voltage will travel to the drain, as you can see in this side, because the switch is activated by the control signal. And then here, as you can see, the drain connected to the current sense resistor, because the current sense resistor has a very low resistance, about 2 ohm. We have 19 volt in 2 sides, so here we have B+. This B+, of course, will be distributed to all circuits in the motherboard, including the CPU circuit. If we check the ceramic capacitor here, we have to find 19 volts. Also, if we go here to basically here we have the battery connector. If we go here to this inductor, input inductor, we have 19 volts, because the 19 volt will travel from this current sense resistor to all circuits in the motherboard. If we go also, as you can see here, to the ramp circuit, this is the ramp circuit, we gonna find also 19 volts somewhere here in this ceramic capacitors, as you can see, because here we have input, here we have the ramp controller. Also here in the 3 volt 5 volt circuit, if we check these capacitors, we have to find 19 volt. Let's check this one, for example. We have 19 volt. Okay, so 19 volts will be distributed to all circuits in the motherboard. Now, what I'm going to teach you in this part, in part 2, we're gonna go deeper and we're gonna rise the level and draw the schematic from zero without any resources. We have the motherboard, we have to draw schematic. Guys, please stay tuned, because if you understand about how to draw schematic, you will not look for the schematic to troubleshoot a motherboard, because you know already how to draw it. So let's draw it step by step. Please, if you are serious about improving your repair skills, subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified for future videos like this one, and to be part of our family where I have over 1000 friends. You are very welcome. All links in the description. Also, you're gonna find in the description the link for a full article in my website about all what we have discussing in this video. So guys, I will zoom out a little bit. Okay, this is good. So let's begin from the power jack. Please just stay tuned. You gotta understand everything step by step. So we have the power jack like this. This is the power jack. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 pins for ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 pins are connected to what? Are connected to ground. Okay, and we have just here 1 pin that is connected. Basically here we have 19 volts. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 pin connected to the ground, and here we have 19 volts. Or we can even call it adapter. Okay, in adapter in. Then we have here 2 coils. Okay, we have here PL707. So let's see we have two coils, PL707, okay, and another coil. This coil basically is PL708, 708. Then please don't forget these two ceramic capacitors. We have ceramic capacitors here. We have another here for these two over here. Okay, these two connected to what? Connected to the ground. And also here, so let's make like this. Also here we have another ceramic capacitor, another one here connected to the ground. So let's see C1, C2, C3, C4. So in the inductor, guys, we find 19 volt here. Fine. We find here 19 volt. Also here 19 volt. We find in both sides of the ceramic capacitor 19 volt, of this coil 19 volt, also here 19 volt. After these two ceramic capacitors, we have this switch PQ301. So basically the drain connected to these coils and the source connected to the source of the second MOSFET, and the drain for this MOSFET connected to the current sense resistor. So let's draw it. So we have here the first MOSFET, PQ301, 301. This is basically the drain over here, okay, 4 pins, and 3 pins here connected to 3 pins of the second MOSFET, basically PQ here, PQ302, 302. Do you see, guys? We have here 302. If I zoom a little bit, 301 and 302. Okay. So of course here we have the gate. Here we have the gate connected to the charge IC. Its reference or code is U. We're gonna look to it after. What we have else after this switch, it is connected to the current sense resistor. So here basically we have the drain here connected to what? Connected to current sense resistor, like this. The current sense resistor we have, let's zoom in a little bit. The current sense resistor we have PR301, okay, PR301. So PR301, and here of course for the current sense resistor we have 19 volt in both sides, because this current sense resistor is about 2 ohm, so we have also here 19 volt. So after this current sense resistor, this 19 volt basically is the B plus. We called it B plus. So B plus will be distributed to 3 volts always, okay, 5 volts always, and also will be directed to RAM circuit, okay, also to CPU circuit. Okay, guys, also the battery, let's call it the battery circuit or charge circuit. So etc. All circuits in the motherboard. So do you see, guys? Now we draw the schematic. As you can see, for this motherboard, just by understanding how the voltage travel in this motherboard. The schematic is very clear than the motherboard. Here you can understand the main component or the component that you have to pay attention to. Here in the motherboard, these small ceramic capacitors are main component, as you can see. Why? Because it is connected to the ground. So those ceramic capacitors are the most failed component when there is a problem in this path, in this B plus power rail. Why? Because it is connected to the ground. The power jack also, this one, could be also failed if there is a dry here. If there is a dry in this place, means no connection between the positive terminal at the board, the motherboards can be dead motherboard. What else? These two MOSFET also. If here basically we have the gate, okay, here also we have the gate. So if this two MOSFET doesn't receive the control signal from the charge IC, the 19 volt here will not pass to this side. Then we will not get B+, then those circuits will not get the main voltage. B+ means we will not get 3 volt, we will not get 5 volt, we will not get the RAM circuit voltage. Basically guys, for the RAM circuit, I will share with you some voltages that are very important, okay? So there is a lot of kind of RAM. Just for beginners, we have DDR5, okay? DDR4, DDR3, let's see also DDR2 and other RAM like DDR1, etc. old RAMs. So for this one, the voltage, the main voltage is 1.1 volts, okay? And for the VTT means the voltage for terminal equal the half. For this one means 0.55 volt, okay? For DDR4, the main voltage is 1.2 volt, VTT equal 0.6 volt, okay? For DDR3, 1.5 volt, VTT equal to 0.75 volt, and DDR2 1.8 volt, and VTT equal to what? To 0.9 volt. I can even show to you some motherboards with this voltage because this is very important for beginners. Of course, for DDR, just to know about it, DDR1 old RAM, the voltage is 2.5 volt, and VTT is what exactly is 1.25 volt, but this is old RAM. So I will show you some motherboard to understand. So you can find some motherboard like this one. We have just DDR3. The voltage is not mentioned here, but you have to know that the voltage that you have to measure here is what? DDR3. We have here DDR3 is 1.5 volts, okay? Because we have DDR3 here. We can even check. We have DDR3, so here we have to find 1.5 volt. So let's check. Let's power the motherboard. So I will power this motherboard and check. The motherboard is powered right now. So let's check using the multimeter. So the black probe in the ground here. Let's check. We have 1.5 DC. And for terminal, if we check this ceramic capacitors here, for example, we have 0.75 volt DC, 0.75 volt. And here, 1.5 volt, okay? Because we have DDR3. So in this motherboard, as you can see, we have DDR3 1.5 volt. Do you see, guys? Or sometimes you can just find like this 1.5 volt. Means this is DDR3. This motherboard, for example, we have 1.8 volt. Means this is what? This is DDR2. Let's check. So 1.8 volt DDR2 and so on. So thank you very much, guys. Please don't forget to like if you find this video very helpful, share and subscribe. And for anyone who wants to accelerate learning, you can join me in my Patreon page. And of course, tomorrow I'm going to upload the part 3, very important part. Thank you very much and see you in the part 3.